Hi, this is just a brief introduction to gardening with pots. During the coronavirus, it's a great time to get started doing this because it's super easy and you won't have to go to the grocery store to get vegetables like lettuce or root vegetables, or later in the summer tomato or peppers or anything like that. Even after the coronavirus, it's so super easy and you save money and gas by growing your own vegetables. So let's get started. What I'm going to plant today is a little bit of lettuce and some root vegetables. For the root vegetables, you need a real big pot, like something like this size. And I'd like the raised bed soil because it kind of imitates actual dirt. It has a little more clay than like a lot of your potting soil does. So just fill up your pot. I like to fill it up about halfway. Break that up and then put a little bit of like slow release fertilizer in here. Now if you are into organic, you can do organic fertilizer. I, with the pots, just use chemical fertilizer because that way you won't have to keep fertilizing it. One thing about pots is you're gonna have to water it more and it'll wash the fertilizer through. So with the organic stuff, you have to fertilize it more often. If you use this stuff, it's sort of like just do it once and you're done. Also, make sure your pots have some holes in the bottom so that the water will come out. And fill it up the rest of the way. Sprinkle a little more fertilizer on the top. And what I'm going to plant in here, you could plant carrots, radishes, turnips, any root vegetable, beets. At this point in time, I'm going to do potatoes. So you get a little potato, what are called a seed potato, or you can just cut off a piece of an old potato that you have that started to sprout like this. You plant them 6 inches deep. So in this pot, that's going to be about halfway down. And just dig it in, plant it in, and you're good to go. For lettuce, you can do almost any size pot. Like you can even grow lettuce or leafy greens in a pot this size. I've done them all in these long, straight pots here. I have a variety of mixed greens and salad greens and arugula. So whatever floats your boat, you can do kale, etc. And lettuce, basically, I make a little groove because it only goes about 1/4 inch deep with lettuce. And then about every 6 inches, sprinkle 2 or 3 seeds. You'll see the seeds are really small, so it's hard to just grab one. So just grab 2 or 3 and move about 6 inches, 2 or 3, move about 6 inches. Lightly cover it with dirt. And then you're good to go. Basically, pots will need watering probably once a day. If you have holes in the bottom, don't worry about over watering them. Here in Ohio, it rains so much that you won't even really have to do that. And these root vegetables and leafy greens and stuff will grow in almost any light. So if you have a patio, you see we're doing it right on my sidewalk here to save space so I can grow other things out in the beds. It'll grow there, no problem. For later in the summer, one other thing you might want to do is take a little old leaves or mulch or whatever and put it on the top so no weeds come out in our pots. Later in the summer, you can grow peppers in a pot like about this size. Tomatoes would need a pot about this size as well, or maybe a little bit smaller, depending on the tomato. Especially like cherry tomatoes, and there's types that say for containers grow really well in pots. Any kind of pepper grows great in pots. But right now, again, leafy greens or root vegetables, because it's still kind of cold. It's like mid-March now here. And like I said, put them anywhere. It's really simple. They'll kind of grow on their own, and just water. Make sure they're well watered, because pots will drain through pretty quickly. The last thing is, if you have squirrels around, sometimes they like to get in the pots when they don't have plants yet. So you can either put like red pepper flakes on there, and that'll keep them off, or you can. What I do is I just take some like clear plastic and cover them until the plants come up, and then when the plants come up, the squirrels don't like it anymore because it's not dirt that they can take a dirt bath in. So that's about it. Look for more videos in the future. Thanks.